everybody, welcome to another week of Pilates plus Physio. Today you need your mat, your brick and your elastic band, hopefully, if you've got one. So starting off, feet pointing to the front, knees just nice and relaxed, maybe feet about hip width apart or so. Think of gently lengthening through the hips, open out the shoulders, tuck the chin in, imagine that balloon coming from the back of your head. Just start off just gently rolling the shoulders backwards, so shrugging them right up, round, back and down. We're going to do a little bit of work with the wall, so try and spot, if you can spot a nice flat wall somewhere near you that you can use in a moment. So just rolling those shoulders going backwards. I'm going to do quite a lot of arm and shoulder work today, so if you've got shoulder pain, just go easy with it. Most of the exercises are good, but with the shoulder pain, you don't want to push into pain. So keep the shoulders nice and soft, just alternate heel lifts, so just lifting one heel and the other, knees coming forward. Just make sure your bottom isn't wriggling out to the sides. Just warm up the calves, ankles. That's lovely. Okay, right. And then take a step forward with one leg. So one leg forward, one leg back, heel off on the back leg. Have your palms facing forward. And you're just thinking of just pressing away with one hand, draw back with the other, and press forward with one hand. So one hand coming forward, one hand going back, and you're pushing out away from you. So imagine something a little bit heavy in front of you, you're pushing that away. Weight on the front leg. Good, okay. Come back, swap the feet over. So one leg forward, one back, and again, press that hand out, and then the other one. So fingers pointing to the roof, shoulders down away from your ears. Nice twisting through your upper back if you can. Cameraman's just having a bit of a choking fit. Good, okay, swap the legs again. One forward, one back. This time imagine you've got a rope in your hand and you're pulling that in towards you. And on the other side you're pulling towards you. So keep your head forward if you can, pulling back, pulling back. Again, getting that nice twisting through the top half of your body. And then swap the feet. So one leg forward, one back, grab the rope, pull it back behind you. Grab the rope, pull it back. Nice gentle movement. Great, okay. Bring the feet back together. Feet and knees about hip width apart. Maybe find the front of your hips. So find your hip bone, come down a couple of inches to sort of groin crease line, and you're just going to do a very small little drop towards the floor and back up. So you're just dropping, just getting the knees and the hips releasing, body staying upright. So keep thinking of your tummy button pointing straight out in front of you. Just a little drop down, back up, and then maybe come up onto your tiptoes. Ankles staying in together. So coming down, little hip and knee bend. Push back up onto your toes. Drop down, little hip and knee bend, up onto your heels, up onto the toes. Again, just lowering down, push back up, onto your toes, heel down, push back up, onto your toes. One more, drop down, back up, onto your toes. Good, good. Find a nice flat bit of wall. So we're just going to do a calf stretch. So hands on the wall, not too high. Right leg back, left leg forward. So heel on the ground on that back leg. Keep your bottom tucked in so it's a straight line. Head, shoulders, bottom, out to the heel. Should be a nice firm stretch in that back calf. If it's burny, pins and needlesy, just come off the stretch a little bit. So you just want to watch that your hips aren't sort of collapsing in towards the wall. And then just come off that stretch a little bit and bend the back knee. So you've got both feet pointing straight at the wall. That back knee is now bending, so it doesn't feel quite as tight and stretchy. It's getting the deep calf muscle rather than the one on the top. So need to give both a gentle stretch. And then let that release. Swap legs. So left leg back, right leg forward. Both feet on the ground. Hands not too high, so you're not pushing like mad through the hands. Straight line, head, shoulders, bottom, out through that leg. And just watch your bottom hasn't dipped off to the side either. Firm stretch in the calf on the back leg. Let shoulders drop. Think of your forehead sort of pointing towards the wall. And then just come off that a little bit, let that back knee bend. So back knee bending, deep calf stretch, doesn't feel as tight and stretchy. Good, good. Okay. Come and stand sideways onto the wall now. Bend up the inside knee. So think of your foot going up towards your bottom rather than the knee coming up in front. Imagine a grape between your knee and the wall. You're pushing into that. Arms above your head if you can. Sore shoulders. You don't have to do the arms. We're just counting to 10. So we're going 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lovely. Bring the arms down, turn round, face the other way. So inside knee on the wall, stand nice and tall. So get that outside hip really lifting up. Arms up if you can. Just watch you're not linking the fingers together. So little gap between your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more in each direction. Should be side of the buttocks, side of the thighs working. So the only thing touching the wall is your knee. You're not letting your whole body lean into the wall. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. One more the other way. Inside knee on the wall, stand tall. Balloon on the back of your head. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Brilliant. Good. Okay. And then grab your band a moment. So pop the band around your back, sort of just underneath your armpits probably. Elbows tucked right in. Stand nice and tall, even weight through both feet. Hold onto the band and just push your arms out in front. And release back. And again, pushing your arms out in front and releasing back. Good one for that sort of area underneath your upper arm. Obviously, if you've got a really strong band, this is quite difficult. If you've got a nice weak one like yellow or red, it's easier. Just go nice and slowly, so the muscle's got to work on the way out and then it's got to work on the way back in again. 2 more. Good. Okay, pop the band down and come back to the wall. So hands on the wall. Don't stand too far away, sort of about, I don't know, a couple of feet away probably. Chin tucking in, and you're just leaning your whole body into the wall and coming back. Actually, I'm a bit too far away. So whole body going in, whole body pressing back. So think of your forehead going again to the wall. You want to watch that your hips don't drop forward, so the hips aren't swaying forward. So it's nice, gentle core exercise. So your tummy muscles have to work to maintain that neutral position of your lower back. So arms are working as well. Just leaning in and press back. And again, leaning in and pressing back. And again. Think of really pushing the wall away from you as you come out. And just one more, going in and pressing back. Great, okay. Come down so that you're lying on your back on the mat. So knees bent, feet flat. Just sort of snuggle yourself down on the floor. Let your back muscles relax down into the mat. Gentle breathing into the tummy. Maybe find your hip bones. They should be sticking up towards the ceiling. Think of that clock face resting on your tummy. So 12 o'clock by your belly button, 3 and 9 on your hip bones, 6 down on your pubic bone, front of your pelvis. You've got a little ball on the clock or a marble, and you're just going to roll that marble up to the 12 and down to the 6. So as you're rolling up, your back flattens into the mat. As you roll down, your back arches away from the mat. So just nice and smooth. Don't work too hard. It's just gentle. Lovely. Come back into the middle. Now think of rolling the marble from the 3 across to the 9. So you could think of having a little sort of bit of guttering or something on you, resting across your hip bones, and you've got a marble in that, and you're rolling it from one side of the gutter to the other. Okay, and now you're going to roll the marble up to the 12, round to the 3, down to the 6, back up through the 9, all the way to the 12. And then the other way, 12, down to the 9, round to the 6, back up, back to the 12. Go the other way, 12, to the 3, to the 6, to the 9, to the 12, 12, to the 9, to the 6, back to the 3. Lovely. Okay, come back into the middle. Think of rolling the marble up to the 12 and then keep going, coming up into a nice spine curl. Little breath at the top. Roll all the way down. So think of your back like that nice string of beads. One bead at a time coming off the floor. One bead at a time going back down. Even pressure through your feet. So the toes are staying on the mat. Okay, next time, come up. Maybe keep your fingers over your hip bones and just try gently dropping one hip bone down, push it back up, drop the other one down and back up, roll all the way down. Curl up again. Drop one side of the pelvis, not too much, so one side is staying up, the other one is just slightly dropping down. Back up, Other one dropping down, back up, roll right down. Press into your feet, peel your back away from the mat. So just coming up so the weight's sort of up between your shoulder blades. Drop one hip, back up, drop the other hip, back up, roll right down, and again, curling up. Drop one hip, back up, drop the other, back up, roll right down, gather the knees up, ankles crossed, hold onto the knees, a little bit of gentle knee rocking, so just to release through your back a little bit. Great. Okay, uncross the legs, both hands on one knee, back just slightly flattened into the mat, press out through one leg. Draw it back in, swap your hands, press out through the other leg. So keep the leg fairly high to start with. So think of your leg going up to the ceiling, or maybe where the wall and the ceiling meet. You can make it a little bit harder by going straight out to the wall in front of you. Those who want to, you could tuck the chin in, curl your head and shoulders up, bring the leg a little bit lower. So pressing right out through the foot. Back staying just in imprint, so you just slightly flattened your back into the mat. Couple more. Reaching right out through the leg. Great. Both legs in, cross the ankles the other way, hold the knees, a little bit of gentle rocking again, knees to your chest as you rock. Good. Pop your feet back down and turn over so you're lying on your tummy. So, forehead on the mat, fingertips touching above the top of your head. So you've got your elbows bent, so you're making a sort of diamond shape with your upper arm, forearm and hands. So forehead on the mat, legs nice and relaxed. Gently slide your shoulders down your back and just float hands and forearms off the floor. Watch you're not pushing like mad with your head into the ground. And release down. So shoulders down, hands and forearms off. So you're thinking of keeping your wrists and hands in line with your forearm. So the wrists aren't coming back. So if you can only lift an inch or two, that's fine. Just do what you're happy with. Sore shoulders, if your arms won't go up there, you could have your arms down beside you and just hover them off the floor there. Otherwise, fingertips touching, shoulders away from your ears first, both arms together, just hovering. Should sort of feel it round the back of the shoulder blades. And just go one more. Great, and then have your arms out in front of you, forehead still on the mat. We're going to do a swimming arm and leg combined. Sore shoulders, if you don't want to do the arm, just stick with floating one leg off the floor. Otherwise, tummy gently in. Think of just sort of plugging your shoulder in. So slide your shoulder blade down your back a little bit, connect up around the shoulder joint. Diagonal, so left leg and right arm, just hovering and down. Right leg, left arm. And down. So alternating sides, not too quick. Just think of that arm bone sort of slotting into your shoulder blade before you start. Just really get that connection. Because what you want is your big muscles sort of coming from your shoulder blade, coming from your upper back, to help with getting that arm off the floor. If you're just using the little muscles right around the shoulder, it's much harder. You're also tapping into the leg, so the buttock muscle is attaching through something called the fascia right up through the shoulder. So getting everything working together is what we want. Lovely. Okay. Rest down, give your bottom a bit of a wriggle from side to side. Hands on the mat, up onto hands and knees. Knees apart a bit, bottom just back to your heels. Stretch your arms out in front. Good. Bring the knees in. Maybe hands a little bit further forward, a little bit wider. Shoulders down away from your ears. Just try gently lowering your forehead to the mat. Push hard into your hands to come back up. So a little bit like a press up, but on your knees instead. Those who can do a full press up, feel free to do a full press up. I can't. So elbows bending. Think of keeping your back nice and long, head in line with the rest of your back, forehead going to the floor, push back up. Couple more. And pushing up. And maybe this time take the knees back a little bit further and lower your whole body right down to the mat, controlling it all the way if possible, not flopping at the end. Hands on the mat, legs a little bit wider. Press into your hands, just coming up into a nice back extension, yoga cobra. Think of sort of peeling your chest away from the floor and coming down. And then up onto hands and knees again. Knees apart, big toes together, bottom right back. Breathe into the back of the ribs. And then onto hands and knees. Remember, if your knees are a bit sensitive, you could double the mat over. Give yourself a little bit more padding. We're going to do thread the needle. So, back of one hand on the floor, slide it underneath the other arm. Right through, right through, right through. Ear going down towards the mat. And slide that arm back. Swap hands. Slide right through, right through. Really get that twisting through your upper back. Bottom sticking up towards the roof. And come back. So place your hand on the floor. Think of fingers nice and wide. You're really pushing that hand into the ground. Slide through with the other one. Right through, right through. Get a nice stretch at the back of the shoulder there. And come back. And on the other side. Right through, right through, right through. And back. One more on each side. Slide through, slide through, slide through. And back. And going again. And back. Great. Fingers a little bit further out in front. Bottom all the way back. So more of a shoulder stretch this time. If you're not getting much stretch through the shoulders, maybe creep your fingers out in front a little bit more. Great. Uncurl back up. Come over into sitting. Maybe sit up on the brick. Ankles crossed in front of you. Think about sitting right up on your bottom bones. Sit nice and tall. Grab hold of your elbows. And we're just going to do a twist. So think of sliding the elbows round in front of you. And coming all the way back and going round the other way. So keeping your weight evenly on your bottom bones. Just getting that nice pivoting. Twisting one way, twisting the other way. Keep your eyes sort of roughly where your watch is. See if you're going about the same amount both sides. Good. Back into the middle, bring the arms down, maybe soles of the feet together now. Keep sitting right up tall, let your knees drop. So just a gentle sort of inner thigh stretch, hip opening movement. Okay, and then come up into kneeling. If you're not happy kneeling, you could stand right up. So if you've got a new knee and it doesn't like you kneeling on it, maybe stand right up. Bring one leg up in front. So kneel up nice and tall. Hold on to the brick. Take it right up above your head. Little side bend. So just tipping over one way. Back up. Going over the other way. So keep your bottom in the middle. And up. Tipping one way. And back up. Tip the other way. And back up. So you can do this in standing if your knee doesn't like kneeling. Bring the arms down, swap the legs over. So one leg forward, kneeling on one leg, hips straight on that back leg. So you can sort of line your block up. Make sure that you've got a nice straight line down the front of the hip there. Arms all the way up. Little bend to one side, back up. Little bend to the other side. And back up. I'm going to get cramp in my toes now. Tipping one way and back up. Tipping the other way and back up. Good, good. Stand all the way up. Good. Keep hold of the brick. So hold the brick in front of you like it's a tray. Feet forward, knees forwards. Little hip and knee bend, so you're just sort of softening the knees and the hips. Start off, just turn your head left and then right and again left and right, and then think about taking the top half of your body round to the left and then to the right. So your knees are staying pointing to the front, your hip bones are staying pointing to the front. Pretty much your belly button is staying pointing to the front. So think of Action Man. He had that sort of joint at his waist, so he's twisting above that. Bottom half is staying still. And now start to let the whole body turn. So going right the way around one way, should be getting a lot further now. Right the way around the other way. Right round one way. So that twisting is happening from your head right down to your toes. Whole body involved. Lovely, lovely. Come back to the front. Pop the brick down. Feet pointing to the front. Stand nice and tall. Maybe just take a really big breath in as you float the arms right the way up towards the ceiling. Big breath out as you come down. And again, big breath in. And breathe out as you come down. Lovely, thanks so much for joining me. Hope you enjoyed that and see you next week. Bye-bye.